So we're back on the Newport City YouTube channel on Into the Media Room. So we've been gone for a couple of days. Well, I'd say a couple of days. It's been about 10 days because of issues with our VO system. So there hasn't been any recordings. And also Sam's been off on holiday and we haven't been able to sort of logisticize everything. But we are back now. Sam, first of all, how was your holiday and where did you jet off to?
It was nice. Headed to Mallorca with the family, mate. It's always this time of year I end up missing whichever games it's usually Andy, and then we usually win. It was 5-4 in the cup last time, and a win this time. So I need to keep it up and go away more often, I think.
Yeah, well, certainly an unbeaten period while you were away, mate. So you can't
Say
really complain about that one. But no, it's been overall a thoroughly good start to the season results wise. Just sort of before we get into talking about Brecon and the future, this season and whatever. I want to talk about how you're feeling now about the entirety of the season so far. How are you sort of envisioning this season now coming from this start?
I was talking today, obviously, to one of the owners and saying I think that given the start of the season, I'm obviously impressed with it because I don't feel like we've played great. We played well in patches, but we haven't really strung together a 90 minutes of good football. We've obviously got mistakes that's going to happen. And for me, I think, sounds awful to say it, but I think we've overachieved in terms of given the fact we got a load of new players. It sounds crazy from the outside in. People will be thinking, after signing the players we have, that we should be expecting to win games of football. And I am, and I want us to win. But if you told me at the start, obviously we've got Brecon to go, but in the first 5 games, I knew it wasn't going to be easy. So I take the recent win against Andy as well, and obviously the Risker game. Their points are valuable points even at the start of the season. So overall, very positive. But I say first 5, but Brecon next, then Caldicott again, and then to Thomas and Chepstow. So it doesn't get any easier.
Certainly doesn't, mate. It certainly doesn't. So while you're away as well, the club progressed to the next qualifying round of the Welsh Cup. Cymru South teams, I believe, and Cymru North and South teams come into the competition at this point. Which I'm pretty sure. I will have to double
Yeah,
check.
I think so.
But how are you feeling about that? I mean, it's always nice to have a cup run, isn't it? And a good break from the league.
Yeah, and it's not even qualifying. It's actually round 1 now. So
Oh,
we're
it is
in.
round one. That shows how shocking my Welsh football knowledge is.
So yeah, no, we're in round 1. So this is a good step. We did it last year. Also got to round 2, lost to Carmarthen. So I think with this cup, this is the cup I always want to have a run in. I think Saturday, yes, we wanted the win. It was more so because of our disappointment. Obviously, I've only lost to Caldicott 3-1, and I thought that first half performance against them was appalling in terms of the way we conceded 3 goals. So to go up there and I know it was on penalties, but to win the game, and from what I've heard, it was quite comfortable first half. We should have been 3 or 4 ahead. I think even their Twitter admin admitted how we weren't 2 up at some stage. So fair play to them for getting back in it. It's not an easy place, and it shows why teams struggle to win there. But for me, it was about getting our own back in a way on that loss that I wasn't happy with, and that was internally of putting that right. So yeah, a cup run would be great. I like the way in which we did it. Always win on penalties. When you win on penalties, is a great win. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the draw, and I'm not really fussed of who we get. Just be nice to have another game in the bank and see how far we can go.
Absolutely. So on to Wednesday's fixture. First of all, our first home game of the season. It must seem like an eternity since we played at the Newport Stadium last. But how are you feeling about playing at home for the first time this campaign?
I'm absolutely buzzing for it because it's nice, going away, especially for me, is it's less organising to do, less to kind of worry about on game days, but it's difficult, obviously, and for all of our new signings, they haven't played at home. They might have obviously come and played us for previous teams, but they haven't played at home. Like Greenies obviously played there back in the day, but I'm looking forward to it. It's always like a carpet at the start, first game of the season. I think it's been untouched. I think rugby have played on it yet, so it'll be the first ones on it. I can't wait for that. I'm hearing we've got a good crowd coming in, sense of minis, juniors. Brecon are bringing some of their minis and juniors down. We've got mascots, everything set up. So I think our match day experiences, obviously, since the new owners have come in, have been great. I'm looking forward to it. And no better home game than a team that you played that we played them last year and 12 goals in 2 games. So 3-2 and 4-3. It's not a dull game. We seem to match in terms of a great game for the neutral, both of us.
Absolutely. I was going to get on to Bracken now. I mean, how wary are you of the threat that they can provide, and what sort of history of the club had with them since they've been in the league?
Well, look, I think our games, obviously, that was our first win last year, and they had a good start to the season. Um, a big threat aerially. They're a big team. Came to our place, come over as 2-0 up and that, and they gave us a game. And I think we got 2 luckier goals or mistakes from their point of view. So even though I felt like at home we should have scored even more, it was by no means comfortable, and away as well. We got a good 3-0 lead, but then they pegged us back. But we're in a better position this season squad wise. I know the threats they've got, and from set pieces and everything, they'd be great. And they beat Undy 3-0. Let's not look past that one, because I thought really they haven't won. I think that was their first win in about 15, 16 games. They've been in really bad form, but we've been there. We were there before Christmas. We hadn't won a game in like 14. So, but we were always a threat to teams. So it's, I'm not looking past this fixture at all. I'm in a position where they said it, I'm not. We should be favourites given our early start to the season, but be absolutely stupid to look past it. I think this is an easy game of football. Like 3-0 to Undy. It's a better result than we got. So yeah, it'd be a tough one, but definitely one for the neutral, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't had much chance to speak to you about the 2 real injuries that we've had between with James and Gareth. Do you have any sort of updates on them, and do you know how they're doing?
Both have got scans booked in now. Both not looking positive. I think James more so. He's done his knee before. He knows how it feels. With Gareth, it's new. It's putting some pressure back on it, but it's 2 huge losses for us. 2 good players, good lads, committed lads. So it's really disappointing. I had to bring in a new lad this week to come in, which we'll announce shortly. And then this is why squad depth wise, it was important signing players. We've lost a few that have left the club, and we've lost these 2 to injuries. So yeah, not ideal, but they've got their MRI scans and hopefully some positive news for both of them.
100%, mate. And just sort of going forward, we've got the Welsh Cup draw tomorrow. Is there any club in particular that you would want, any sort of level that you would want, or would it home or away? Is there any preference for you?
I'd like to say I like a home fixture, but it causes me murder in trying to get a fixture set up at the stadium. So I'll probably take away again if I'm honest with you. And no, it'd be nice to have someone new, someone we haven't played before. Maybe go into a new pitch, a new venue. That would be nice. So someone out of the league again. That's just me being picky though. Like it is what it is. It's sort of, I just we've played Caldicott now twice, and we've got them again third time. It's becoming a bit boring. I'd like to go and play another team, go and experience something different. So yeah, I hope for a new team, and I don't care what level, to be honest.
Absolutely, Sam. Well, it's been a pleasure as always, and best of luck on Wednesday.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.